Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Josh Does Coding. And today we're going to be starting a new series on my channel called Blueprint101, where we basically go over a whole bunch of different Blueprint functions and explain what they do, as well as give a practical example of how to use them. So with that said, today we're going to be starting with casting. Now casting is very simple. It basically is a way of referencing a class, checking if an actor is of that class, and if it is of that class, you can call a function from it. So an example of this would be on an overlap. When an actor overlaps an overlap box, you get a reference to the actor, but you don't know what class it is. So since you have a reference to an actor, you can't call a specific class's function. And the way to solve that is through casting. So to give an example here of how we would set this up, we have two actors. I have a BP cast actor. So this is the actor I'm going to want to cast to. And here I have my overlap actor. So this will be the actor with the overlap. So we'll open up our overlap actor, and we will just add a box click. We don't have to do anything fancy. We can come over to our event graph, select the box component, and then in the details panel, come down to events and click on component begin overlap. As you can see, when something overlaps it, we will get a reference to the components, the actor, the body index, whether it's from sweep, and the sweep result. For casting purposes, all we really care about is the actor and the components. In this case, since we're looking to cast to an actor, we only care about the actor. So what we're going to want to do is drag out this other actor and say cast to. And now you'll see all the potential classes that you can cast to. We, of course, are going to want to cast to our BP cast actor. So you can see this cast node has this little output, which basically means once you call this, we'll do whatever happens here. And then you have a second output with cast failed. So if this cast failed, meaning that this actor is not of this class, this node will fire. If it succeeds, this will not fire. All right. So now that we are casting to this class, what can we do? Well, for example, we may want to call a function from this cast actor. So if we just create a custom event, and we just call this example event. It doesn't have to do anything right now, just an example of how we would do something. So you can see here from other actor, we can't call example events because the actor class does not have this. Only the BP cast actor class. So now you can say as BP cast actor, if you drag out and you search example events, we can now call this example event that we created here that we could not call from this actor. So for example, if you want something to happen, say a checkpoint, if you want a checkpoint to save a player's location when it begins overlap, you would cast the player, and then you could, do whatever variable editing you want from the player when you hit that checkpoint. Another example would be if you're using projectiles as bullets, you can cast to that projectile, you can get the amount of damage it's doing, and then apply that damage to the player. Or you can call a function from the projectile if you're handling damage with the projectile. So casting is a very common node that you should really become familiar with. It is going to be used all over the place when you get into game development. So that is basically casting in a nutshell. One thing I should note, and you should always do this when casting, I cannot stress this enough. I always see new developers make this mistake, is you never want to just drag out and call a function like I just did, because what if this doesn't exist? If this doesn't exist, you don't want to be calling this. So what you can do is add an is valid after the cast, and then you just say is valid and then call this. Basically, this cast is going, this right here is going to get called whether this fails or not. If it fails, both these will get called, but if it succeeds or fails, this one will get called. So if you're trying to reference something and this cast failed, it's going to cause your game to crash. So you should always add an is valid check before calling any functionality related to this class that you're casting. And that is it. That is how you cast. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments and I will try my best to respond to you guys. If this video did help you out, be sure to leave a like. If you have any suggestions on what the next node I should cover is, let me know down in the comments as well. And be sure to subscribe to keep up with future videos. Have a good one, guys, and good luck with your games.